I never thought that would be my signature song.
Brenda Lee is a legendary singer who recently had a Christmas #1 with her old song. But how did this happen? What was her reaction? And where is Brenda these days anyways? Brenda recently made history when her song Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree went #1 this Christmas. As a result, the Queen of Christmas, Mariah Carey, took second place with her hit song All I Want for Christmas. Brenda became the oldest person to get the top position at 79 years old, right around the time the song celebrated its 65th anniversary. This is especially interesting because Brenda had recorded the song when she was just 13 years old. This whole thing adds to her long list of achievements, like being inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 1997. Honestly, it's all just super impressive. Mariah had been topping the Christmas charts for as long as anyone could remember. I mean, that's how she got her nickname, the Queen of Christmas, in the first place. So it's kind of crazy that on the 65th anniversary of Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, Brenda topped the charts. And this was something that even she couldn't believe. According to her, this means that the message she was trying to pass on as a 13-year-old girl 65 years ago is still relevant today, and tons of people resonate with it. What makes all of this more interesting is the fact that her song wasn't anywhere near as successful when she released it initially. According to Brenda, back then, she didn't have as much success with records, but for some reason, Johnny Marks, who wrote the song, insisted that she was the perfect person to sing it. But just as she suspected, the song didn't do well when it was released in 1958. It wasn't until Brenda released her second #1 hit 2 years later that her label decided to push it again. They probably thought they had nothing to lose. The song had already flopped before, so why not take the risk and release it again? And it turns out they made the right decision. After the song was pushed again, it hit #14 on the Billboard Hot 100. It wasn't the greatest result they could have gotten, but it was something. Then in 1990, its popularity got a major boost, all thanks to Home Alone. Since then, Brenda's song has been a pretty popular Christmas staple. In 2019 and 2020, it reached the #2 position on the Billboard Hot 100, right behind, you guessed it, All I Want for Christmas. But it wasn't until 2023 that it finally peaked at #1. It took 65 years for that to happen, but I guess you could say it's better late than never, especially with the type of career Brenda has had. Brenda has been performing since she was a child. She started performing at a very young age, and by the time she turned 10, she was the breadwinner of her family. This is partially because her dad was out of the picture, as he had unfortunately passed away. It's crazy to think that a 10-year-old had that kind of responsibility, but somehow, Brenda did it. But even though she had been performing for a while, her breakthrough didn't come until 1955. This was when she caught the attention of Red Foley. After that, it didn't take long for her to receive a record label deal, and then she really got to work with her music career. She released tons of songs and was slowly making waves in the music industry. When she was 12, she stunned the world after releasing her hit single, Little Miss Dynamite, which was the first of many hits to come. Part of what made Brenda so successful at such a young age was how unique her voice was. I mean, the song Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree should be proof enough. It was kind of hard to tell that Brenda was just 13 years old when she recorded it, because she already had the vocals of a professional who had been doing this for years. And to her credit, she was a professional who had been singing for years, even though she was just 13 years old at the time. Brenda has had an impressive career, and she is a legend in her own right, but she received her biggest successes in the 50s and 60s. During this time, she released a total of 9 top 10 hits on the Billboard Hot 100, one of which was her signature song, I'm Sorry. This song became her first ever gold single, and it was also nominated for a Grammy. These days, Brenda is technically retired. In 2020, she took a step back from the music industry, and she is now focused on relaxing and enjoying life. Although she's not completely off the grid, she's still active on social media, like TikTok. Who knows, she still might make a comeback. When she got the news of her song reaching #1, she was pretty surprised, so it's hard to say what's next for her. Since she's still on social media, it doesn't look like she wants to completely leave the spotlight behind. Maybe she'll come back and perform a couple of songs again. But what do you guys think? Do you think Brenda might make a comeback? What are your thoughts on Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree? Let me know in the comments below.